And voila, we are live. The question now is uh,
They can hear us.
if they can hear us,
Hmm.
if everything is okay with what they
Let,
can hear.
let me um, let me paste the link. Oh, yeah, they can hear us. I am hearing too.
Uh,
Okay,
Now all we need is some people to join in.
I am sharing everywhere. So
But now I'm looking at the stream and I see that there is quite a bit of a delay in between what we say and what we do.
yeah, and you bear
And
imagine me how hard it was last week. I was trying to see. Oh, the strategy was that, and I will fuck. How can I follow this guy without seeing that?
for everybody's watching now, welcome to the stream. We are just waiting a bit for more people to join in. Till then, do not hesitate to leave any questions or say hello.
You can say hello, 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 welcome to that old guy.
How loud is my keyboard right now, by the way?
That's fine if I'm not bothering.
We're
We had
gonna.
we can work on a live use a live on Twitch I think because I saw the votes now. We had 10 votes to Twitch and 54 votes to YouTube. Maybe we can do a Twitch live stream. I think it will be
I'm
fun.
more curious about the settings and everything because I feel like we wouldn't have so many problems as we do right now with this one.
Oh
Maybe
yeah.
it's OBS, maybe it's YouTube, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out all the right settings for it, but for now, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not. I'm a very big fan of Twitch. I love it.
For anybody that already joined us in today's live stream, we're going to be talking about the new updates that hit ROE, which are three of them. First of all is the Riders Legion. I was going to do a video about it, a full guide, but then I was like, I think it's better to just do a live stream and then just completely talk about it and share opinions. Second of all, they added the option to buy troops directly because why not? And third thing to talk about is the new castle skin added right after the troops. So this is gonna be the main subjects of what we're gonna be talking today. If you have any specific questions or you want to talk about other subjects in between, by all means use the chat, ask the questions. We are more than happy to get you in the conversations.
Yeah. I was here with the numbers of the new tag. Was the main issues of the new tag. They have two problems with the new tag, in my opinion. One that's give tactical might, and it's a good thing if you don't want if you don't spend war badge to get it, and you need a lot of war badge, 400,000 war badge to get the full tag. So it's a very big number, mainly for who don't spend a lot in the game. So you need to about maybe 3 to 5 years to get that through. So and you also need to keep it reset love to tax. So it's a big problem for the balance of the game at all.
It leaves a really awful taste in my mouth when I hear the word balance in Rise of Empire. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
they had chance because you see the game has some big status, so it's possible to a free player achieve like 500 bonus on night on off season. Okay, it's possible to a low spender achieve maybe 1,000 points during the season, then the free player also can reach something like that. So when you have something like a free player reaching 900,000, 900 match points, and a spender reaching 1,100 points, and the, the fight will be not very big on problem of balancing. The, the spender will win. Okay, he spend a lot. He keep the game on, so I think he need to win. But when you give tactical mics is a status that amplify the basic match. So when you get like they are giving now about the 30% to 10% extra tactical mic, then you create a problem because of how much stronger will be this guy uh, when the multiplier apply over each other. It's some kind of uh,
Too
it's
much.
just simplified. So you have a basic amount of the unit, okay? Like units have maybe 50 points of attack. So uh, when you use a skill, the he will apply the tactical might plus one. So you have today you are a normal player will have about 100 tactical might. So he will multiply this damage versus two, okay? Then he will multiply again versus the Puri might of that hero. So maybe 500. So he will sum 500 plus 1, so plus 100, and we multiply versus 6. So we will take 50, then multiply by 2, 100. Then multiply again versus 6. So 1,200. When you make the tactical amount bigger, then this multiplier becomes a little bit bigger. But already the spender have a lot of might, a lot more might than the normal guy, and also has a problem beyond that. That is the damage bonus. Okay, spender has a lot of damage bonus from lofty, and a lot of damage bonus. Not very big one, but you have about I think 5% or 10. I'm not sure now on that new pack. So damage bonus is very strong. It's the master strong status on the game. So I see a big problem appearing on when you have a single castle being able to beat your entire alliance. And that
Indeed.
it's in a war game. I understand that the spender can need to be stronger than a free player, but
But there has to
what
be a limit there because if you go outside the supernatural, then there's no point in trying. Like you need to give at least a free-to-play player the option to feel like I'm not completely useless. I'm
yeah,
a
yeah,
free-to-play player, I'm behind him, but if I get my guys with me, I'm gonna burn him, which was true back in the days. But nowadays, that's not true anymore. Like it's
yeah,
hard to impossible to burn a full spender.
yeah.
Let me just say hi to Beef, yo. Michael Tate, this is my first time watching live. Would like to know a good way of producing more spec points for Eden? We were actually gonna talk about that in this live stream specifically. If you are in the same season as us, which is the Eden Wonder, this is the perfect time to do spec points
Yeah.
because you get a lot of extra honor from the wonders. Uh, we could directly talk about that and then go back to the tech. Uh, right. Spec points. In this season, the Eden Wonders specifically, things have changed compared to what you usually do in Eden or Rock for spec points at the end of the season. You kind of want to abuse Eden Wonder, so I would advise any map that is still fighting at this point in the season to decide who's the winner because it's really not worth your rewards how much spec points you can do by finishing the map and just focusing on development because of the wonders. So before you had the typical change, get your all your construction material tiles ready, and then switch your specialty to green left and green right. Green left for increased honor from upgrading buildings, and green right for increased honor from tiles. So in this season, it's a bit different because of the wonders. Because before you would focus on developing your frontline workshops to the maximum and then follow with your Assault and Guardian buildings. Well, in this season, it's not worth going for the Assault and Guardian buildings because you get way more honor and for lower cost from the wonders themselves. So you're still gonna go for the frontline workshops. They are still much cheaper and way more honor to focus on them. So max out them first, especially because you get a more processing speed, so you get more resources afterwards. But afterwards is a totally different matter because now you have the wonders, and that means two things. First of all, forget about the Assault and Guardian buildings if you want to be focusing on spec. If you just want some extra stats, then by all means go for it. But I don't see it worth it right now. So completely forget about the Assault and Guardian buildings and focus on wonders. More specifically, the Moai statue and the Mayan temple. And the best part about it, before you would focus only on construction materials. So everybody was fighting to get the iron and the wood tiles at the end of the season. So they can develop specifically the frontline workshop, assault and guardian buildings. But now you don't need that anymore because you're focusing on wonders and you can develop both your Moai statue and the Mayan temple because they both give the same way honor back to you. So increasing the level of the Moai statue is gonna increase the production of, what do you call those materials?
Uh, Building materials,
military
supply.
military supply. Increases that production, then developing your Mayan temple is gonna increase for your construction materials. So you pretty much, the more upgrades you do on those two buildings, the more production you get, do even more upgrades. And it's if you do it right and you just focus on development, you're gonna get a lot of spec points from this Eden Wonder season. So I would strongly advise all the maps that are still fighting, people, you have time to fight the next season. Just focus on development because from what I've seen, they're looking like they're gonna put Reign of Chaos again.
I think no. I think we have Oblivion, bro. They will not be that mean. They have been too mean with the players. I think they will give us a chance to play Oblivion to meet something new. Rock season, I think, was a disaster to the Prophets, bro. My
Yeah, but on the updates, like
my players didn't
coming
spend very much. I saw
coming
many
soon,
teams.
starting soon, we have
No, they removed
Reign
that
of
thing
Chaos.
today. No, I think I no rid of that's a glitch that always appear as a reign of chaos. They will not do that. I don't believe they will that crazy. They can't be that crazy because they are killing the community. People don't like
They
rock
can be
season.
that crazy. Did you see the updates? How can you say such a thing, Pablo?
Yeah,
Finest Yangable. Am I saying it right? Finest Yangable? I remember you made a video about rogue players. Is there any updates or follow up from the developers about it officially, like being contacted and all that stuff? No, I didn't hear nothing from them. I didn't see anything on chats regarding that thing. My like personally, I wasn't really expecting them to be like, "Oh, Kalistos, thank you for your video. We will definitely look up into that." Because no, like I'm realistic about it. But I do know that they are following my stupid videos. I know that they are interested, especially if I put very dramatic videos regarding the game. And the concept that they see the video, I don't need them to tell me that they saw it or that they consider it. I just want to know that they are seeing it and that I know for a fact that they are watching at least some of my videos. And if they bother watching it, they will also bother watching the reaction of players. And this is what I was mostly interested in, you guys giving as much support for showing the any developer that would watch the video that the players are interested in that subject, what their opinions about that subject are, and the entire idea of a fix that I was presenting in the video. I don't care, like I don't need them to do the exact same thing I said in the video. That was just an option, that was just something, because I don't want to be that guy to just say the game is broke, fix it, and expect like I have no idea how to fix it, but I'm just expecting others to fix it. So I was trying to give them one option of how to fix it, to show them that it is possible. Like there is ways to at least improve some situations in Rise of Empire. So that was my entire goal with rogue players. I'm thinking of doing other videos also, not necessarily about fixes, but also improvements. Like for example, adding a test legion, a testing mechanism in Rise of Empires, because right now the only way, like as a player, you don't have access to information about heroes, about stats, how everything is calculated. So even somebody like Pablo, who has nothing to do better than to write essays about combos and stuff like that, doesn't actually have the exact information on how things work. So a lot of it is speculations and results from testing, and those testings are actually pretty hard to do. And because of that, it would be nice to have something like a dueling system in Rise of Empires. Like you click on another castle, and the same way you have attack, you have a duel. And what the duel is would be pretty much a very similar mechanism that you have in, guess what, hero duels. Where you just select the legion. You're gonna have three options of 1v1, 3v3, and 1v all. So 1v1 is you select a legion, the other player that accepted your dueling request selects a legion, and it just shows you the battle report of what would happen if those two legions clash from those two castles. So you pretty much, some would say, but it's useless because you can already do that directly by just attacking each other. But a lot of players don't do that. If you want to do, like, if you want to get a proper result for somebody like Pablo that actually tries to get an, like, not just an assumption, but a result of what hero or what combo works better, you need to do a lot of testing, especially because they're so random in how they calculated the stats. So you're not gonna have this, you're not gonna have the stamina, you're not gonna have the troops or the time to sit there with one single combo doing like 10, 15 attacks per combo to make sure that the information you get out of it is more consistent. Where with the dueling system, you can. And I think that would help a lot. And especially for players that just, they like, most players are not full with all the heroes. So you're gonna have Beast Queen, Rosen, but you don't have Immortal. So you're trying to figure out what hero would work better. With the dueling system, you just go to another friend of yours, you press duel, and you keep repeating different combinations to see the result of what you consider would be the best. So that would be something that is not a fix to a problem, but would definitely help out the community. And kind of want to go with videos also in that direction, hopefully get them to watch.
Yeah, the lack of support of the developers, it's a problem to the community. It's like it's reminded me Warcraft 3. People always say that the game itself, the Blizzard don't give a clear support to the gaming experience at all because they seem don't care very much about the players. But the gamers that who play Warcraft love the game so much that they create a lot of mods and stuff to help the community and keep the game alive. And for too long, see, Warcraft 3 was released 20 years ago, and still people playing that to today. So it's a very old game, and people love the game, how the experience style, how real-time strategy it's doing on that. So it's a Rise of Empires is kind of that. You see, the developers don't give any support. We don't know anything about heroes. We don't know anything about uh, how the stuff will come, how what they will release on the next season or anything like that. And we try to find ways to work on it despite we don't have information. And that's the lucky that we like the game, we like the community at all. The community is good, it's very funny, and maybe if they hear us a little bit more and talk with us and try to find ways. I was looking last day. I was looking the Discord channel they create you to integrate the community. That Discord is it's a joke, and they have a suggestion tab. Yeah, probably you saw that already. And if you look that suggestion tab has one tab of answers about the suggestion. And if you look at it's pretty much that the the answers about the suggestion. They almost don't answer anything that and give very few support, and you most of the time don't know what they are doing. And if I was looking to a very nice thing that we had people had suggest uh, 1 year ago, 1 year ago, and they accept the suggestion about create something like you say, a system of duels. And a year ago, they accepted. And
But
what
I
to
don't.
do with the suggestion?
I don't
That's
see how that is a hard thing. Like the same way I was talking about the solution for rogue players, I also thought about the dueling system. You don't have to invent the fucking wheel. Like you have everything already set in the game. The same system you use for duels, you use for that dueling option. Like literally the same thing. Like there, I don't see how hard can it be to make three extra buttons where you select the bloody duel, the other guy accepts, and you just simply select the heroes for that. Like, I don't see how that's hard to implement in the game if the game wants to actually do something extra for the players. So this is what pisses me off. I'm not asking them, I'm not saying stuff like build another game because I'm sick of it. Then yeah, that wouldn't be realistic. But let's face it, I was talking in, well, I don't remember in which video I was talking about how much money they are making out of Rise of Empires. I had a developer trying to convince me that, bro, they spend so much money on player support. Just for the sake of the stream, I'm not gonna swear, but like really, how much you spend $5 million per month on player support? It's not like you're fixing bugs or something that you have also a developing team there. So, well, and excuse me, what exactly does your player support? Because literally every single answer is like, hello, my lord, we are here to serve you. We have absolutely no useful information for you, but we're gonna talk to you as if you are important. Thank you very much. Keep writing to us because we actually don't care what you think.
Well, I just opened the Discord. They found the tab. They have one tab called suggestion results. The last answer that they gave was 11 months ago, and some of the answers was very positive. Like uh, when people asked to make some kind of duos, and they asked they agreed about it, implement some kind of duo. Yeah, I have a suggestion. Please create an arena where you can test your legions in one versus one against your allies team members without real real troop lose. Thank you. And they approved. Was suggestion sent by Overkill uh, more than one year ago, and they approved. And well, when they will say anything about this suggestion, and since 1 year they don't answer a single suggestion.
Like, we don't need more bloody castle skins. We need a fix in the bloody game. That's it.
It's
The
if you very few things integrate in the community would be amazing thing to us. They don't need very much more than that.
I don't remember the last time they did an update or they introduced something in the game that was strictly just for the players. Like, for example, a new event. And do not talk to me about Eden Wonders as being a new event because it's bloody Eden. That's it. It's just Eden Conflict with 4 extra buildings.
Yeah,
You didn't develop it. Don't talk to me about 4 buildings that like that. That's not a new event. And how long has it been since that? Since before Eden Wonders came? Like, how can anybody in Rise of Empires development team talk to me about how much they do for the game when they're not doing it? We don't need more castle skins. We don't need more Legion skins, and we don't need more name tags.
I think if they, I don't see a problem to they release more custom skins. If they release something to make players have fun, I do. Some kind of arena would be nice. Some kind
The
of we one simple thing. I do every season. I do a census myself with the help of some players with many states to each state the top teams. Trying to make a census of to from the state 1 to 297, I think, and every alliance over 10 G power, and I have to do it manually, bro. I have to really log in each stage and copy the powers and copy the queues, asking people for screenshots to queues, and gave me a lot of work to do that. And that was a very simple tool that could allow API to be access that and copy very fast to my system and show people what they are looking for. And that was we did something very easy to them do, and they just don't give a fuck about that. Uh, so it's not very hard. They already have a system. They already have the API. They just need to set it. Give me access to that.
thing is, we are in 2022. Like everybody, or at least majority of players from Rise of Empires already played tens and hundreds of other games before. We understand how a development of a game works, especially if you played something for a very long time. And like, even if we're talking about, do not compare somebody like uh, Long Tech Gaming. Is it Long Tech that did Rise of Empires?
Yeah,
Anyway, their company with somebody like Blizzard, for example, who have millions of hundreds of millions of dollars. Yeah, but they don't also have us as a complex system and a big market as Blizzard. They just have this stupid thing. LSS is the same game, Rise of Empires is the same game, Ants game is the same game. They don't have more, so you can complain that they are working in a million directions. They only have this, and they have more than enough money to do it. They just don't care. And the problem is, if you look at LSS, which is the first one, everything we do in Rise of Empire is a echo of what was already done in LSS. LSS is going down. It's like the main YouTubers are all gone. The main players are all selling or already sold. And guess what's gonna happen? The same things that destroy LSS are gonna come to Rise of Empires, and guess what? This game is also go to shit. Simple
yeah,
as that. Uh, as much as I love talking about all the bad things in the game, I think, considering the name of the live stream, let's also focus on what we were discussing, which is the updates. And I think the most impactful one would be the Rider Legion. Uh, okay, Pablo, your opinions. The new tech.
The Red Legion is a strong tech. Give you a lot of status to like tactical minds and tactical resistance. That's a powerful, very powerful status. Give a little bit of damage. That's the most powerful, important status of the game. So it's a smart deck. I like this deck. The only problem is that we need 400,000 badge to make it.
That,
And
that,
that's the only problem. If we had a smaller cost of war badges or no war badges at all, or we found a way to small spenders or free players get badges, would be very nice because we have a chance to raise the level to like we say on financial markets to raise the watermark. Yeah, If we have a watermark for 3 players, we can see that watermark on the older bracket. Yeah, from stage 1 to 1 to 6, we have the strongest three players on the game play on that. So if we raise the watermark for 3 players, and we have them a little bit stronger, able to have better status, it would be very nice. I think I have a little bit of faith that they will kind of make it a new way to people get more badges.
So I actually did a guide video for this tech 2 days ago, I think. And I struggled, man. I really struggled when I was trying to talk about it because my concept was like this: we're gonna talk about the stats, how it influences everything, what you can do, what you should be focusing on. But literally every time I was trying to talk about those things, after the three first sentences, I would get into, and we don't have enough war badges to bloody do all this. Like
Yeah, that's the problem.
the
They have
entire conversation was always coming back to, with we blah, free to play players don't have enough war badges now for bloody lofty. You
yeah.
introduce another tech that requires war badges, but absolutely no extra way in how to get the badges. Like,
Yeah.
what is wrong with you?
Yeah, that was my opinion. The idea of the tag. The tag is very nice. It's a good tag.
I
It's
love the
not.
tech.
It's not very broken. Yeah, Loft is broken. Loft is no sense tag. They
And
they
it
they
has
did
some
they cheat over Loft and made something that was too much strong to the game now. But Raider Legion, it's a kind of more balancing. Yeah, you have about 20% of mighty resistance to every legion. You get something between 10% to 30% of mighty tactical mighty, and 20 to 10 20 between 10 and 20% of tactical resistance. So it's a nice thing. So also you give a little more defensive attributes to the first line and a little more offensive attributes to the back line. So it's a smart one. I really like the deck. And also it's nice to give you a chance to have a little bit faster footman than archer. That's something
I
cool.
think that's the biggest impact when it comes
It,
to the Rider Legion tech is the fact that they introduce the movement increase for both archers and footmen, which is here. And from my perspective, that is an amazing thing that they introduced because that is what I'm talking about, or what we are talking about here, balancing the game. The footmen and the archers is like it's irrelevant how good the legions are from the heroes and or the stats if nobody's using them. Why would you use a mixed legion or a footman or an archer legion when the guy teleports 20 times over before that legion even reaches him? So this is one way to balance the game.
yeah.
I understand that it's still a very specific thing towards the archers and footmen that they don't have the same speed as somebody riding a horse, which makes all the bloody logical sense. But the difference was so outstanding that it just transformed those two troop types to become irrelevant. So I absolutely love that they introduced this with the tech. Second of all, the fact that they introduced this, I would say, a bit weird way of adding the buffs where you have for the front row, then the mid row, then the back row. But like it's cute, but I don't see like a big impact compared to just having for all troops. And what else was I gonna say? And the
Yeah.
fact that you have tactical might and resistance. Like
Yeah.
literally all the technologies and everything have just might and resistance, but you don't have tactical. And for anybody that doesn't know, tactical might and resistance apply to skill damage. So increase of tactical might means your skills are gonna deal more damage. Where increase of might, that means your basic attack will deal more damage, but 99% of the heroes deal mostly skill damage. So it makes no sense why you have no access to tactical, at least resistance, if
Yeah.
not might. This is another thing that I really love that they added with tech. But again, with what badges do you want me to do that tech?
Yeah,
I am
because
a,
it is not just a few badges, a ton of badges, 400,000 badges. It's just so much. So, yeah, they don't do the math behind this. I think they just created something that was have a huge potential to make the game a ton much more fun and give a lot of balance into the game. But I have a little because I'm trying to think like a company. Okay, they made a lot of things that gave the game a lot of problem with balance. We have mainly now Loft. It's a very huge problem for my opinion, and then they create a Raider Legend. Okay, but now they release something that only spenders will get. That's new skins with attributes only. Yeah, that attribute owned stuff. They don't give a lot of status, but it's just for spenders. Yeah, we don't have ways to get that. We can. I would love to have a pirate boat skin. I dream of about it all
would
the
make sense, no?
time. But when they create something that's only spenders will have, that's something that gives me a little bit of hope because if they invest a lot of efforts over this kind of stuff, cosmetics that give you small stats or special stats to spenders, and they can make a little easy to people get more badges on the other side, so they give a little more balance into the game.
I
Uh,
don't
that's
even think that they have a balancing team. I cannot imagine that there is a balancing team considering
I,
how the game is developing. It's
I think
impossible that,
because I think they have because just because of Puzzle Master, yeah, Puzzle Master and the healer was as godlike on Last Shelter Survival. They're really impressive heroes. They cannot be beaten. Yeah, they it's a game changer. You can play a game before them and after them. You cannot play after you reach the season that you have the Puzzle Master and healer on Last Shelter. If you don't have them, you are out of you become a farmer. You are out of the game. They appear everywhere. They are like a fucking minion appearing on any side you're looking to. So it's a very strong game changer, and they make them more, very more, much more uh, balanced here on Rise of Cards. They are still strong, nice heroes. Okay, they do nice mixed legion. They have a very specific mechanics, so I like them, but they are different. They are a lot weaker, so they don't make it. They appear as a new option, but not a game changer. And that's something that it's showed to me that I have some kind of hope. They they, they are not that bad. That bad. I'm a kind of the optimist guy. I am always optimist. I try to look again, seeing that maybe we have a small sparkle of hope that they will start to working on something, looking to the players. Yeah.
so
Uh,
this, oh,
but
continue.
I have no reason to believe that I'm right. I'm just trying to think that they are looking because, like I say, now they have a perfect moment to start to work or improving the game for free players and working in that something make big money on any game. What make money on any game? Cosmetics. So they can make it like simple skins that don't give attributes on it.
But are accessible to
Very
free to
cheap.
play players.
They can make that normal skin cheap, and the skins that are attribute on it make it very expensive. And then they start to giving more status to more free war badges to the normal player to every player. So
You know what would
you
be nice for them to introduce now that I think about it, that you said that? Like literally every game, every PvP game has this thing with achievements. They could introduce skins that are available after achieving. You can either do it with the individual quest where each player individually has to achieve something to be granted this skin, or you can do it like, for example, how they have the the titles from legendary, like the cop titles, where you get the
Yeah,
stats, but you would also get a skin with those stats,
yeah,
which would like it would literally make free to play players be proud of having a certain skin, of saying at least I have the option to have a skin even if I don't pay the money by investing a lot of time to achieve that skill. So I think that's a cheap way of finding a solution to making the free to play players also part of this entire story. But one thing that I want to add to the Rider Legion subject is the prioritizing. Because you have now Lofty and Riders Legion. Which one do you prioritize when it comes to your war badges, considering you don't have enough war badges for both? Which
always my opinion. Okay, everyone needs to dive into the cavalry unlocked. It's the must-have option. You do not have uh, much much choice. You have to dive into that. Okay, dive into lofty. Go deepest as possible on the cavalry. It's an obligation. You have no choice. Then, if you work with mixed troops, you have to work a little bit on the archers and on the footman into a little deep position because you need to get a little bit of HB bonus. Okay, so go don't need to go into the last research, but go at last into the HP bonus and get that. Try to get the minimum to the HP bonus. Then I think after that two steps, uh, what I'm doing, I like you said the last live. I'm not a big spender. I spend very little money on the game. I spend basically the elite signatures and I have the very own investment. Just that. My goal now it's probably I will work on the Raider Legion as far as I can his reset the first the first nodes of Lofty. Yeah, the first nodes of Lofty is where you can farm a little bit of specialty points without spend a lot of money, without spend a lot of medals. So you can reset the first line before allow the
tier 10?
T10 deck, before allow T10 horses or archers or anything. That first line is very cheap one. So if you cannot reset that to first lines, so work on Raider Legion because Loft Tag give you a lot of points, yeah, but you need to do like 30 research to get 2 points. And wow, that with 30 researches on Raider Legion, you probably go very much deeper and will get permanent status that you don't need to reset at all. So, and I think that lofty on the when you look the lofty research, the naked lofty without the specialty points, they don't give some like critical attributes like tactical might and tactical resistance. It's the most is this probably the third more powerful status in the game. The first
After
status,
HP.
yeah, first status more powerful for the main status on the game is damage. The second one it's HP. The third it's tactical
Tech.
might. So if you already got the HP bonus on Lofty, you can work on the Raider Legion. They probably will be the best choice. But you need to be smart with the spending of badges since you don't have tons of badges. But that's my personal opinion. Raider Legion, it's probably the best research you can do after you get the HP bonus on the Lofty. That's
So
my personal opinion.
I was discussing also with some spenders, considering they went way harder in Lofty Tech than I did. So they had a. I wanted to hear their opinion about this. And from the spender, I got the answer that the Lofty Tech is worth more, and specifically because the buffs you get from Riders Legion, even though they look cheaper, because you have the war badges together with the courage medals, they also apply only on your front row and then on your middle row and only then on the back row, which gives you a full legion. Or you have more specific where you have uh, specifically for when all units when all units in the legion are cavalries might increase. So it's very specific type of buffs where in lofty you get full round all troop types. But from my perspective, the way I see things, it's like this. Like for example, I'm here now in lofty, right? And I am currently at the tier 10. Like everything from now on is tier 10, and it's a lot. We're talking about 15, 15, 15, 15, and another 20 upgrades here, and it's not the cheapest ones either.
Yeah.
Uh, but for me, that I'm never gonna be using tier 10, all this is completely useless. So in my case, I am not spending one more badge in here until I finish the Rider Legion, because here I get buffs that I'm using right now. It doesn't matter how big, how they're applied, and so on. For me, this is definitely the go-to for my war badges. And only after I finish that, I will continue here
And
to finish
only
the.
research, and only research that care about lofty is the go down a little bit. That's HEP, yeah, you get here, it's good. Yeah, that's important one. You can get that HEP on 15 level, yeah, I'm not sure, without need to max everything before. So you need to place about in level 5, I'm not sure, 5 or 10, most of the research, and you can get that on 15. That's the only one research that is worth to go deeper. Yeah. So you get, I think, you maybe work on that is important. Then go to the greater legion and spend everything you can. You can reset the first points on the other side
But
because it's just too expensive. Bro. It's just too expensive.
like the fact that they also introduced tactical might and resistance, and
Yeah.
I really see the Rider Legion as being at for free to play players. I'm firstly talking about them who don't have a lot of access to war badges. I feel like this would be way more worth. But it again depends where you're at. If you didn't start Lofty yet, so if you're in that position, as Pablo said, I would definitely go for the first upgrades before the tier 10. If you want to focus like I did, as you see here, I focused on calves, calves, calves. I forgot to max this one out. And then on HP, and then I went down to the tier 10. If you're like that, uh, then I would definitely advise you to finish this one, max it out, and then go straight into Riders Legion. At least that's my opinion, because afterwards you're gonna have the tier 10 upgrades, which don't help you at all if you don't use tier 10, and I wouldn't advise you as a free-to-play player to actually use them. Where here you get direct buffs with each upgrade, and especially this, if you're planning to ever use archers or footmen. And besides combat, because we keep talking about combat specific, but this for Eden, this is such a big thing.
Yeah.
Increase footman marching speed. And even the archers, because some people also use archers, but footmen specifically to have that 100% increase. If you're serious about Eden right now, the only thing you should be thinking about is getting to this upgrade and maxing it out. Like
Yeah.
that is number one priority. Forget damage, forget your kill event. You need this specific buff. And then after you get it, we talk only strictly about the combat specific buffing. So from my perspective, when it comes to just combat, uh, because there's a lot of tier 10 upgrades that actually eat up a lot of medals, I would personally just go into the Riders Legion where I know I'm getting buffs for my tier 9 that I'm going to be using. But again, as you
Once
said, personal opinion.
it's 20 points of radiation, and because you don't need to reset it to get the best of it. So that's why I think you get the HP bonus on Lofty. You allow to make available on your T10. Only you can go to the Raider Legion, straight to the Raider Legion, or you can work on more HP bonus because HP is a lot important to the on this kind of stuff. Uh, and that's it. You need to work on Raider Legion because tactical might give a lot of more. results to your castle if you compare to basic amount. Except if you lose only legends that need a lot of reach, like use Warden, Rosenblade, Immortal, Enforced Ranger, Spectral Reaper, all at the same times you on your main legions, and maybe you need more might than tactical might, but probably you will have also Avalanche and other heroes that it's a lot of skill based, and then probably have tactical might is always the best choice,
I
almost
was
always.
I was gonna talk now about the new pack that they introduced with where you can buy troops now, like directly buy troops, but I see that the package isn't there anymore. Was it like a
I think we would probably appear only maybe on Troop Day. I don't know.
interesting? So
We had
let's
I heard a lot of polemics yesterday. People talking about that this package is just to justify some kind of uh, fake player on maybe I don't know 120. that's that's deep around many polemics, and they do not justify anyway what his power.
So buying troops directly, was it worth it? Because from what I've seen and what I've heard and what I've read on chats, the price was not worth it for what you were getting. Even worse, that little dirty attempt of putting the tier 10 image on the pack, even though it clearly said you're getting tier 9. A lot of people fell for that, where they bought it thinking that they're buying tier 10 troops and then they realize they're buying tier 9 troops. But otherwise, I think financially it's not worth it. You get more by investing in speed ups or anything to get the troops. Because especially if you have recruitment heroes and everything set up nicely, you get way more gems back. You get a lot of other things from just investing in getting troops normally, not buying them directly. So I think that was just another stupid, let's try to get more money somehow. I would only see it. You're in the middle of Eden. It's a very critical moment of winning the season, and the spenders are like, I'm out of troops. Okay, forget it. Just go in there, spend bucks, get a few more extra legions of tier 9, and to get, like, that's the only situation I can see that pack as being viable compared to just doing it normally.
Yeah, maybe even that. I don't know. I need to make the math comparing what's how much costs to buy train troops speed ups versus compared to buy directly the troops. I didn't make the math behind this because I usually don't work very much in the package. I just do maps behind package when I see like a full custom making 5G powered on building day. Then I do the maps behind to see, oh, this guy spent $50,000 today to win this state. That's that's some kind of ridiculous number, but behind that I don't do the maps. I see just that they try to make some package to just give players alternative to spend their money. Yeah. They will not evaluate that. Maybe we can do some kind of maths behind that and charge people so know where they can spend better money or where they can spend worse money. Probably will suck. That will be a terrible package. Probably. Uh, Hardly they will make a good package. The nice package of this game, it's we have three packages that's really nice. You should take a look. It's 3 points on Monday. Uh, you can also get the medals package on your Thursday, and when sometimes you can get the weekly, you can buy daily a little bit of a small package to get some extra vouchers. And that's it. You can buy. They open every month or every 2 weeks. that option that you buy package, you buy a small package 5 days in a row, then you get like some 20 super vouchers. That's it. But all that is very expensive anyway. So whatever.
Oh, last thing to talk about, the newly added surprise decor. I think here we can also discuss about the claw first, because they added the claw before that, and the claw compared to everything else that was added as skins, Legion skin or Castle skin, was an extra thing to it. So you can have the Castle skin, the Legion skin buff, and the claw to have even more extras. Hashtag uh, only spenders. So
Yeah,
if you're a
in the
free-to-play player, again,
very soon we have the shield skin. They already load that on the system. You can see that you have the shield skin, but you don't have access to that yet. But we'll have a shield skin now. So
I've seen it's coming soon. And then they introduced this Ice Fortress. And let me read it out. Outfit attribute when equipped, troop might 10% and troop resistance 10%. Outfit attribute when owned, which means you don't have to put it on you, you just have to own it. You get the 2% tactical might and 2% siege might, which means you can get this skin, use a different skin, and you still get besides it the 2% tactical might and 2% siege might extra. Have the claw included, and Papa.
yeah, they are working. That's why I am hoping they are turning the cannons to the cosmetic selling, and will have less problems with the developing caster development target. They can get a lot of money with cosmetics. If you see most of the big games make a lot of money with cosmetics. You see Counter Strike, League of Legends, even StarCraft or Dota, when many games make a lot of money just with cosmetics. You don't need to make them to put your fingers into the game balance to make money. That's the point of the most of the competitive games.
And
If
this
they,
is
when they look at when you get outfit attributes on it, maybe is a way then keep that behavior of unbalancing the game and still make money. And maybe they give a little hope of for free or small spender. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I need to have hope to keep playing.
so for anybody that has the skin, remember that you get the 2% might and tactical might and siege might for having the skin. So you don't have to have the skin on you just because you own it. You already have those extra stats. So if you want to use a different skin that give you, for example, HP stats and other stuff, you can use that and still get the tactical might and the siege might, and then use the claw to just be a dick.
The claws so ugly, bro. The clown make no sense to
Okay,
the
I
that.
don't want to sound like I have something against the spender. Guys, if you have the money, spend it. It's your bloody money. By all means, go for it. If I am annoyed, I am annoyed at the game because they are destroying the balance. And the moment the balance between the spenders and the free-to-play player goes to shit, then your free-to-play players leave. And you know what's gonna happen with the spenders? They're gonna leave also, because the entire point of spending your money to be better than somebody is to be better than somebody. And if there's nobody to be better than, then there's no point in spending in the first place. So the free to play players are as important to the entire community of the game as the spenders that invest to maintain the game. And this is one factor that the game does not think about, and I feel like it's slowly but surely all going down the drain, specifically because of that. There's no sign of balancing the game, like
Yeah,
none.
yeah.
Not one single step to at least tell you they are considering it. None.
I'm just hoping that that's the first step to the new some kind of focus on balance. That's a guess because I see that they have a bunch of tools that they create to make money. I don't know why they think they need to create more tools that make money. They already have many tools to make money. It's just kind of gaming to business model. Okay, business model may grow with revenue, with some kind of constant revenue. So if the game will work more on signature modes and less on big packages and gaming changing modes, maybe they can make very much more money on the long term and stay as a valid gaming. One issue that I see is that one they think about get a very large bag of money soon, and they don't care very much on long term money. That's like why they have a hero monthly package. Why they don't release some kind of custom development uh, package that you get a lot of war badges with small money, and like you can do the buy the hero development package. Something like that. It's worth to talk about. And I see. I don't want to bring that money making model. I just want to them see that a free player is an asset because free players bring players. You just compete if you have free players. You need free players to make the community alive. You need small spenders to make the community alive. So if you make that guy be useless, very fast, and don't worthy that guy, you have two ways to keep to free players that they will choose. They will keep the game, or they will be very less active that they could be because they feel that he is not worthy to play that game. Have tons of online games that he can play for free and have fun and be strong. Why play a game that he is just uh, like a meat bag that he hits every day? So
Like it's like you install a game and in the moment you start to play, it says you are allowed to play the game for completely free, but you are not allowed to win.
yeah,
It's like,
the problem is not about winning; it's about beating every day, very easy from everyone. And I don't know. I understand that the game need to make money, yeah, but I think that they need to, if they work on cosmetics a little more and you start to give more about war badges and paid stuff and focus on get money on signatures, cosmetics, and maybe VIP shop. Uh, I think they will make a good amount of money. They don't need to make tons of money with giving no more badges. Bro, it's hard to me to open 9 box every week. It's almost impossible. I don't have research anymore to do, so I have to manage to open 3 boxes to during 1, 2, 3 weeks, then I run to open 6 or 9 for weeks. So that's a problem. I so they need to think about this small stuff to make to improve the game. It's just a thing.
um, guys, it's been already 1 hour in the live stream, and I think we kind of covered the subject that we were planning on talking about today, which was the Riders Legion tech and the new skin updates. Uh, First of all, I want to thank everybody that's still watching, especially the ones that stayed with us from the very beginning. Thanks a lot for joining in. Anybody that's gonna watch us outside lifetime, uh, do again, thank you very much because if you're listening to this, you probably watched the entire thing. And let me know in the comment section or in the chats next time when we're gonna do a live your opinions, your ideas, because the more we know what you guys want, the better we can give you the type of content you are interested in listening and watching. But for now, thanks again for checking in. Thank you, Pablo, for again joining in a live stream. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Remember, leave a comment with ideas